Hi there and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you, I'm so excited to be showing you my seed haul. I have been wanting to get seeds and start growing forever, and I finally did it. So I'm going to start off by showing you, this is a really exciting one. I'm going to start off by showing you these flowers. Right now I'm keeping them in Ziploc bags, especially these little guys here. These pouches are paper and I don't want any moisture to get into them. So I got them in Ziploc bags. Of course, when I become a pro, these are going to go in those really trendy, oh, the neighbor's dog is going to be barking quite a bit. Those really trendy photo boxes that everyone's doing now. Absolutely love them. I'm gonna show you what I got here. So I got a variety of seeds. So I've got here some flowers, I've got some lavender, and I have snapdragons. Last year I did a lot of zinnias. I'll show you. These are my zinnias from last year. So I've got them in a bag where they were open. Let me show you the new ones. These are from last year that I just didn't plant. I grew zinnias, I grew morning glories, and this garden mix. The zinnias did the best, and I actually saved some of my own seeds from the zinnias that grew from these seeds, which is absolutely incredible and so satisfying. So last year I grew these zinnias, and they're different heights. So these here, the Lilliput mixed colors, they grew 16 to 18 inches tall, and these other ones grew 3 feet tall. The Giants of California mixed colors, they grew about 3 feet tall, and it was so beautiful. I grew them right along here along my fence so I could see them from inside. All of these colors, absolutely stunning. These were so simple to grow, and I actually grew them twice. When they died down and just got a little bit ugly, I put in some more seeds, and it's just beautiful bursts of color all season long. So I want to show the different stores that I got from. So these little blue packs from American Seed I got at the Dollar Tree store. They are for $4, and yes, even with the price increase of $1.25, these are still ringing up at 25 cents a packet. I got these here from my local Home Depot. I got these actually a few months ago, very excited to start growing. And I finally got some kale and some spinach. Let's see the back of this kale here. See if we could focus. There we go. Okay, so long, slender leaves that are just a few inches wide but grow to around 2 feet in length. We can start these indoors. I'm still learning about that, about how necessary it is to grow indoors, because I'm not exactly interested in doing that, and I don't have the space for that. I live in zone 10, so I'm pretty sure that I can get away with growing everything outdoors. We'll see. I'm going to continue to do my research because I still got a couple weeks before I need to start putting all my seeds in. So these are going to take about 2 weeks to germinate, and I can harvest in just under 3 months. Super excited about that. So that was the kale, and now this is the spinach. This is a Bloomsdale long-standing spinach, and oh, so awesome. High in vitamins A, C, and B complex, of course. Super excited about that. This is going to take 8 to 10 days to germinate, 45 days to harvest. See, I am in this red zone down here. So excited about this. So these little packets from Home Depot were $2.50 each. As you can see, I've opted for only the organic seeds for anything that I'm going to eat, and then the flowers, I don't know, the verdict is still out whether or not I'm going to be eating lavender, in one way or another. But because I do like to bake with lavender, like lavender shortbread cookies, but these do say are 100% non-GMO. I'm just not sure. I think that still means that they were grown with pesticides, and I'm not about that. So these are just for beauty and for bringing in pollinators, attracting bees and whatnot to help me pollinate my garden. This year, so last year I went with zinnias, and this year I'm going with snapdragons, mostly because my zinnias grew so tall that they started to fall over, and I tried with butcher's twine to stand them up a little bit, but I just didn't have the right equipment to help them. So this year I went with snapdragons, and I think they're going to be the perfect height, 3 feet tall, and they're about the same height, right, as some of these zinnias, but I know that the stems of snapdragons are a little bit hardier, so they're not going to fall over as easily. And I do like that they will have blooms of flowers all along the stem, and versus the zinnias, which is just on the top. So these take 10 to 14 days to germinate, and they're an annual, but I think Did I read somewhere they were perennials? No, these are annuals, as a matter of fact. And they're cutting flowers too, which I'm really, really excited about because I'll be able to cut them and put them in a vase inside my house and really enjoy them throughout the season. These morning glories I grew last year and they didn't do well. I didn't give them enough soil. So full disclosure, the zinnias, they're so strong. They're just so incredible. The flowers that I grew last year, the zinnias, and I also grew a little bit of California poppy and I think Shasta daisies. Yeah, and I might have some open Shasta daisies here to show you. All of those grew on less than 2 inches of soil because I've got big black like stones along the fence, and I decided that that's where I wanted to put the flowers, so I just threw on a little bit of potting soil mix and Miracle Grow, I think the organic Miracle Grow if I remember correctly, and it was about 2 inches of that. I'm trying to understand how to look at my own hand on the camera. Here we go. About 2 inches of soil, threw the seeds in. The second time around I was a little bit more intentional about where I put the seeds, but the first time I just threw them all in and it was absolutely incredible how quickly they grew. And we do get a good amount of rain here, but I was still watering them regularly. Yes, so here are the ones that I used last year. This one's a Shasta daisy. I'll get better at not ripping them from the top so we can always have the name later on. So these grew to about 2.5 feet tall and they were so pretty. So pretty. See if we got anything in there. Itty bitty tiny ones. I'd love to show you some zinnia seeds so you can see when you harvest your own. They're gonna look just like this. Oh, and I just said I wasn't gonna do that. Well, live and learn. Here we go. You see that? So much fun when you then harvest your own flower seeds and grow your own flowers from them. Alright, so time to show you the rest of the goodies that I got. So last year I did grow some flower garden mixes, but I just didn't have the right pots for it, or I was sharing planters with it. So this year I got these at the Dollar Tree as well. They have so many different colors. I didn't like any of the other colors. This kind of matches I have 2 similar pots that I got from Target for $3 that are self-watering, meaning that they have a container at the bottom that'll retain some of the water. These don't have any holes, so I might have to drill if I am growing something in here that needs well-drained soil. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these, and look how lucky I scored these, because when I went back there weren't any more of these hanging ones. These hanging baskets of the same color are definitely bigger, or they look bigger to me. I might put the lavender in here because I like the roundness, but I've also learned that I might be able to plant things like strawberries or tomatoes in hanging baskets, so I'm thinking about that. I don't know how long this rope is gonna last, but I do know that you can always buy inexpensive chain from your local like Home Depot or Lowe's, and you can probably just weave it right through there easily. All right, so let me get to these, my favorite. I'm so excited. So I got these at Lowe's. So these were Home Depot, these were Dollar Tree, and these are Lowe's. The vegetable ones are $2.50 for the ones from Home Depot, organic, and these are $2.79 a pack. Quite pricey. I think all of them are heirloom. No, most of them. Some are not. But I'm very excited about these. I just got them last night and I had to control myself and not buy a ton of things because it can get exciting. It can get out of hand when you start to look at these photos and you think, oh, I want to grow that too. And a great tip that I learned from Becky over at Acre Homestead is only buy what you grow. Buy what you like to eat. And it might sound silly to say that, but yes, I was starting to get a ton of different vegetables that I said, I don't eat this. I don't even know how I would prepare these things. Am I going to eat those, or do I just want the joy and the thrill of growing the produce? So maybe in future years, I might start growing more things that I don't eat so that I can entice myself to eat those things, or maybe give them to friends and neighbors. But for the time being, I just focus on the things that I do eat. So I've got these San Marzano tomatoes. There are so many varieties of tomatoes. And I went with these because I do think that these are going to be best for Italian style dishes, and it'll just give me, I think, more more variety of what I can do with it. So I can, they're gonna be pretty small. So let's see the back of these. It says here, tender annual 2-ounce fruit. It's an heirloom variety, rich flavored fruit. I love this brand, by the way. So Lowe's had 2 different brands, and I went with this one honestly because I appreciate all of this info that they put up right on the back of the seed packet. The other ones that Lowe's had did not have all of this information. It's been a super windy day here, which I love. So yes, it's going to tell me the planting time, the zone map. These are going to require full sun, moderate water. You plant them at a 1/4 inch depth with 24-inch spacing in between, and it's 80 days to harvest. I mean, how amazing is that? 80 days, less than 3 months, and you've got tomatoes. And I love, love, love that these are not paper, just because right now I don't have the setup to protect them. And it says this hermetically sealed packet contains moisture conditioned seed. And I forgot to mention, this is from Seeds of Change. I think it's a California company. Yeah, California company. So here we go. We got the San Marzano organic heirloom tomatoes. I got these organic heirloom Cal Wonder red bell peppers. Right now, this one I almost didn't get because I said I don't really eat peppers, except right now I like eating the red bell peppers raw with a little bit of ranch dressing, which I haven't done in a while, but maybe I will when I start to grow these. I might have to figure out some kind of trellis for things like the tomatoes and the peppers. Not a big deal. We'll figure it out together and I'll show you in a video. This is going to grow to about 18 inches tall. It yields sweet, juicy, classic 4-inch peppers that ripen from dark green to red in upright plants. Of course, you can eat them raw or cooked. Full sun. It's going to need full sun, moderate water, 1/4 inch depth, 18-inch spacing. I like when things are kind of similar. It's going to make things easier for me, for a newbie, beginner gardener, to kind of do everything the same. I like keeping things like that. We'll see how that goes. I got these yellow Spanish sweet onions, which can be used for so many things. It's a hardy biennial 24-inch plant with 6-inch bulbs, a beautiful pale skin with thick necks and sweet, flavorful white flesh. I think one of the first times I learned that you can braid tomatoes. I mean, I've grown up seeing them like that in magazines and such, but I didn't understand why that was done or how that was done. Now I've learned. I think the first time I saw it done as an adult was in it may have been Nikki Positano's in YouTube. I love her channel. She braided the onions, or she said she braided the onions. And someone else's homesteading channel, this Elliott Homestead, perhaps. Well, anyways, apparently when you harvest the onions, you can braid them and then hang them like that in your house, in your kitchen, and they'll store longer this way, which is fantastic because I never go through onions fast enough. And this way I will keep them all season long after harvest. All right, on to the fun things. Fruit. Honestly, if I could grow all fruit, I would grow all fruit, but these were the only fruits that were there. I think I'm gonna have to buy plants, fruit plants. Like I want strawberries and kiwis and bananas and raspberries, especially raspberries, a million raspberries, and ideally when I have my own acreage, kiwi fruit, pomegranate, all the good stuff. Okay, but isn't this absolutely beautiful? This Hale's Best Jumbo Muskmelon. To be honest, I've never had muskmelon, or if I had, it was many years ago, probably somewhere in Europe. But I picked it up because it kind of looks like a cantaloupe. They had cantaloupe there, and I was gonna grab both of them, and I said, don't get ahead of yourself. Let's just try one for now. This is gonna yield a 3 to 4 pound fruit. It yields fruits that are heavily netted with a light rib and slip from the vine when ripe. The orange fruit is firm and sweet. Oh, how delicious. So delicious. 75 days to harvest. 24-inch spacing, a little bit deeper than the other two. We're going to plant the seed at a 1/2 inch depth. Ample water, of course, because these are fruits full of water, which is where we should be getting our water from, that we consume from our fruits. That's my belief. Doesn't have to be yours. Okay, and this one I'm definitely going to enjoy eating. Sugar Baby Watermelon. Goodness from the ground up. Sorry, I just noticed their little slogan there. So this tender annual yields a 10 to 12 pound fruit. I did notice that the other brand at Lowe's for the Sugar Baby watermelon said an 8-pound watermelon, and I almost got that because I said that's a better size for me, for my needs. But again, I really like this pack and I like all the info in the back. So moderate water, 65 days, guys, till I can have my own homegrown watermelon. All right, so we got some greens here as well, microgreens, red Russian kale, and arugula. Although I've never eaten microgreens, or maybe I have ages and ages ago, back when I used to go to restaurants. I don't anymore, haven't for many years now, but never grown them, that's for sure. And I'm very excited about this. Of course, this is going to be probably one of the fastest harvests, and I know that they're jam-packed with nutrients, so I'm very, very excited about that. It says perfect for gourmet dishes or to add great color and flavor to salads. Also an excellent garnish packed with nutrients. This microgreens blend contains broccoli, mizuna, red Russian kale, and purple Vienna kohlrabi. Photo partial sun, a 1/8 inch depth, a 1/4 inch spacing, and 20 days to harvest. I also got this red Russian kale. I do love kale. As I said that, I remember that I had made a mental note that I need to go to Whole Foods today to buy the 2 remaining seeds that I'm interested in growing this year, which is chamomile flowers, so I can make teas and also have beautiful cut flowers in my house, and Brussels sprouts. And I say that, I remember now, because my 2 favorite vegetables of all time are Brussels sprouts and kale. Not necessarily this kale. I know this one's a lot thinner, and this vein here, this main vein here, is not something that I enjoy eating very much, but this is the best kale that I found there. The other one just didn't, I forgot what it was called. I think it was dinosaur kale, or it was something else. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't call to me, so I didn't grab that one, but I got this one. And we're going to try it out, because I can always try something else next season. So this is a hardy biennial 24 to 30 inch plant. It's sweeter and more tender than other kales, so maybe I'm wrong about this here, but we'll see. I know that the bigger, hardier kales can be used more for kale chips, which is something that I want to get into as well, but I'm going to wait till next year. Right now, I just buy my kale chips. I absolutely love them. I think they're, oh, what's the brand? David's kale chips? I don't remember. The ones that are like cheddary. So delicious. Okay, last greens are the arugula. Arugula, this hardy reseeding annual, is a 3 to 6 inch plant with 3 to 6 inch leaves. It's very easy to grow and quick. Let's see, 40 days to harvest. You're going to see all the different pots that I'm growing them in. I actually scored some. I'm looking back to see where they are. I'll show them in my next video, all the different planters where all of these are going to grow, and I can show you how you can grow your own food in a tiny space, because as you can see, I don't have land. I've got a patio that's about 10, let's say 15 by 20 feet, and I'm only going to be using a less than a third of that space to be growing in containers. And the last few things I wanted to show you is I got some of these shears for pruning, and I got myself some gloves, again from the Dollar Tree. Believe it or not, I didn't have one of these, so I've been using a hose where I just have to, kink it to stop the water flow. And this is $1. Why pay $15-20 for one at the bigger stores when you can pay $1? And I actually bought 2, so I can have a replacement just in case the cheap thing turns out to be cheap and breaks. But so far, the one that I've got on the hose right now works perfectly fine with all the different settings that your regular sprayers would have. Gloves for gardening. I love these little roses on here. So cute. $1. I bought my last pair also at the Dollar Tree, but I got the ones that have more like a coating on them, and I made the mistake of leaving them out in the sun, and it gets very, very hot here in zone 10, and they actually all stuck together. So those had to go into the trash, unfortunately. So I know this isn't a seed, it's a root, but I did also pick up from Trader Joe's this organic ginger. This was $1.79, and I'm gonna be planting this. So a couple more things that are not here that I'm going to be growing this season for my very first season include this ginger, garlic, which is so simple. Go buy some organic garlic. It's going to have the roots on the bottom. Open it up, put the bulbs in, pointy side up, and you got yourself some garlic. And what else was I saying? Oh, Brussels sprouts and chamomile. So Thank you so much for watching with me. I'm very, very, very excited to get started on growing. In the next few videos, you'll be coming along with me to watch that happen. And I appreciate each and every one of you for being here and doing this with me. Thank you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.